This is Zahin Rahman, and I welcome you all to my very new podcast, Your Intuitions Podcast. So, I'm really new at this thing, and I've never imagined that I'll be hosting a podcast at a point in my life. I was introduced with podcasts back when I started my university life back in 2018 during my fall semester, yeah. And I had been planning to come up with something and make my own podcast channel, and finally I'm doing it. I'll be talking about the philosophies of our life, and it's mostly based on the cultures and societies. It will be about the various sorts of problems that we face in our daily life. You'll be listening about the manipulation from the society, like when we are growing up, then the assumptions that we make about the reality, being very, very confused. It can be about anything. The imbalance between the genders, the domination of the males, the images created by the females about the males, and so on. I find these topics really fascinating. I find these topics really engaging. Sometimes the topics might not be very serious, but I assure you all that you guys will have a lot of fun, to be honest. My podcast is going to be really indefinite, so the length or the number of episodes of my podcast is not fixed. I'll just carry on. I might even talk about the personal problems that we create within ourselves, like the loss of confidence, depression, anxieties, then thinking very low about ourselves, loving ourselves, knowing ourselves. I don't want this podcast of mine to have a perfect layout. I find it much better. I can talk about a lot of stuff that way and can keep it more interesting. Sometimes I'll call up people to join in and discuss about a lot of different topics. And I also want you all, my listeners, to communicate with me more often. Keep on asking me questions after each episode, guys. It can be regarding my episode or anything that you want me to discuss and talk about so that I can talk about it in my podcast. And for that, you can get connected with me through Instagram, which is your.intuitions, or email me at yourintuitions@aol.com. And I'm planning to post an episode every week, depending on my situation, guys. I'll try my level best to do that. But I want you all to stay connected and keep on asking me questions. I'm really, really excited for my journey with this podcast of mine, guys. As I've said, that I never even thought about it, that I'm gonna host a podcast at a point, but finally I'm doing it. Anyways, guys, do subscribe or follow my podcast channel from wherever you're listening. Do share it with your friends and families. Keep listening. Let's do it and stay tuned. Catch you later.